welcome to another edition. You see, I'm all messed up. Edition of Entrepreneur, and I tell you why I'm all messed up. Because you are probably one of the most impressive designers and photographers that I have seen or come across in the past 10 years.
Thank you.
This is another edition of Entrepreneurs en Fuego. We document the journey of incredible entrepreneurs. Carlos Luna. ¿Cómo está mi hermano?
Calderon.
Carlos Calderon.
Yes.
FLOS de Luna.
FLOS de Luna is the name.
FLOS de
of my
Luna.
name. Yes.
FLOS.
Yes.
De Luna. Why FLOS de Luna?
That means flower, but in Latin. I was looking a name for this project, and originally I liked in Spanish, but we were investigating about copyrights, about all the legal side of a business, and was not possible. And I was looking another word very similar in Spanish. I across all the languages, and I discovered that. I started investigating about the copyrights, about another business with that name, and did not exist. And that is the reason I chose that word, FLOS.
And you go with FLOS, F-L-O-S, FLOS
Yes.
Luna, which is flower in Latin.
Yes, because really exists practically the name moonflower in all the languages. I'm very good to go across the internet to investigate things, and everything varied in French, practically in all the languages. And I had to do a mix of different words.
Very, very clever,
Yes.
very smart. Tell us a little bit, describe a little bit about the businesses that you have. So
Okay, originally I have different sides in my career. This is FLOS de Luna. You are talking about it. This is the newest project because I have a degree in communication science, and I have a lot of experience inside the photography. Practically, I started to do photography when I was 7 years old. I'm 45 years right now, and I was always very close. When I came,
I'm sorry, let me ask you this. You started with photography when you were very young. Why? Was there something that you saw through the lens that you thought that nobody else could see?
My father was an amateur photographer with a big passion. Okay. My father had economical resources to put that passion in the reality. And I was all my life watching a man with a camera. I had access to all the stuff. No, it was very, very easy for me. Have books, have a camera, professional camera. I started to do photography with a film camera.
So you just pick up the camera from your father. It's right there, and then you start.
Yes, and I think the influence to be watching a person in action, no, because it's not only the side of to take pictures; it's everything behind. That is the side that people don't understand too much. I say when I do a photo shoot, for example, with models, the next day I feel like if I went to the gym. The people think it's take a camera only. No, it's a process of work and my father, for example, loves to travel. And I seen all the process behind the photography. It's not only take a camera in your hands. The photography really has a process behind that is, the people don't understand too much about it. And I watch all that always. It really was not take a camera and practice. I had a camera in my hands. I took pictures with that camera. But I really started to doing photography in a different way when I was in college. And I had my classes of photography, and I bring all that stuff. But I had a background reading books, magazines, watching magazines. Practically, when I went to my classes in college of photography, I did not learn absolutely nothing. I knew everything, no, because the photography has the side of the technique, but really the technique, everybody can have the technique. Tell me.
I was going to ask, what is the difference between, everybody takes pictures nowadays, right, with their phones and everything.
Yes.
It's easy.
Everybody's a photographer.
Everybody's a photographer.
Yes.
Everybody's a videographer, except Taylor. She is very good. But everybody now, the technology is kind of democratized.
Yes.
You know, the field. What makes a good photo versus just a personal photo? So, you know, everybody, I'm going to take a picture of my baby. Ah, that's good.
Yeah.
But what makes an art?
That is a good question because the art really is a concept that is very individual. I was talking with a person a few days ago about it because not because you create something is art. In my opinion, the art need to have some conditions. Not because you take a picture and you print in a paper, that means it's art. For me, the art is a personal opinion,
Sure.
and everybody has a different concept about the art. I think it's in relation with the perception about the world. For me, art is take the reality and transform the reality in something that, when it's the final result, mutate the person who is watching. The art has to change your conscience, has to put you in another level. If not, it's different a creative than an artist. And an artist is creative, is included, but not always a creative is an artist. You can create something, but if that really don't have the strong way, the feelings, all the technique side, the composition, textures, colors, the art conditions in the art, and all that together really don't make you change, that for me is not art. For me, it's a creation. And the art needs to have that capacity to transform the person. I love the films, the movies. I love it. And I have a big conflict about the movies, no? Because lots of the movies, you go to the theater in one level of perception and you out in the same or worst. Because I don't think change a person watching kicks and bullets and fast cars. That don't change the people. Probably you go out more stupid from the theater. And some movies.
That's entertainment.
Yes, entertainment, exactly.
Okay.
And the movies, for me, is one of the biggest creations because it's a mix of tons of arts. In a movie, you mix lots of art sides. And some movies, honestly, you go out from the theater and you feel another person. No? But this, unfortunately, in the sides of the films, the commercial way of Hollywood, all the money is a business. The movies right now practically don't have that way. It's not common. No?
And I think you have that same art approach with the designs that you now have. With the clothes that you design as well, correct?
Yes, everything is a creation. Really, I think I feel to live my life like if it's an art. No? Everything yeah. is art. Everything is creation. We are creating our reality every day, constantly.
So you're not just creating a pattern or a shawl or a dress or something with the idea of, oh, this is going to be commercial, but you're creating it because you think this is an art piece.
I think that is, yes, I think that is in relation with my philosophy about how to live my life. I think I'm in this life to leave a legacy, to create something that did not exist before I was here. I feel the responsibility to leave something here. I always say to people, if you die today, what you live in this world? What you did in your life to live in this existence, something that is for everybody and help to our evolution, like societies, like humans. I think that is very important. Right now, we were talking about the films that you say is entertainment. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the humans, we change the knowledge for entertainment. And we switch that. And that is, I think, a reason of all the conflicts, social conflicts the world have. Because the humans, we are focused in have fun and not focus in exist to be happy across, love what we do, and leave something in this existence that is productive and contribute to the evolution of everybody.
Do you feel the pressure as an entrepreneur to force your art into something more commercial so that you can pay the bills, essentially? And that's the constant conflict with artists.
Yes, it's art to realities, no? Totally, because unfortunately the artists normally don't have the business side. It's a very common, you talk with artists and they don't understand what is the business. And yes, we have to pay bills and we have to eat and we have to pay everything like every person. Right. And it's a big conflict that. Of course, I have a side and I'm looking to do the things I love and make money with that. Sometimes I try to have a balance between create things that are for pure pleasure and things that are in a total commercial way. I do fashion photography I do art photography. I have a big recognition in the art photography,
Sure.
and I started doing fashion photography just 3 years ago. And immediately I have a big recognition, much higher than my work in art. Really, the fashion photography was my exposure to the world. The people recognize me like a fashion photographer. I have a very good acceptance, and it's totally commercial work. The fashion is 100% commercial. I have the way to create something that is artistic, but always need to have a commercial way. Because really the work with models and try to do art with models don't have relation only with fashion. No? The fashion has to sell. Gotcha. When I do fashion photography, I work with designers. I like to work with designers. Practically, my fashion photography is only with designers. I work with, it's a long process. It takes me probably 2-3 weeks to create a photography session. Because I have to choose gowns, the right model, the right location, style. It's a big process. It's very creative, but I don't consider it artistic. I try to say, okay, I will print my style, but I know it's not art. It's not art, because every single thing you see in a fashion photography has to be sold. The gown, the model, the photographer, everything is total commercial work. And my art photography is totally different, no? Honestly, I see in the
mindset is different when you take a picture for art's sake.
Yes, and it's something that I don't care if the people like or not. My art is something very personal. Very personal, sure. And that is the way of the artist, no? You have to create for yourself.
And for the artist that is thinking, that is a pure artist, starving right now, that is thinking about becoming or using his art for commercial purposes or to make a living out of it, what would be your best advice for those artists out there?
I think we have to separate things, no? Because we have to use our gifts also to survive. It's very easy to separate of work. Be an artist, but for example, for a painter, I can say something. A painter can create personal paintings and his art, but a painter can, I don't know, paint a mural in a restaurant. You have to use your gifts. Be enough smart to separate, because normally the artist is very strong feeling to say, no, I'm an artist, I have to love this and don't do other things and be pure. And that is not true, because exists different realities in this existence. And we have to be very conscious. Exists the material side and exists the emotional side, intellectual side, the creative side. And we can't be close, only one. We need to have a balance, and that is not only in the art, in all the life. No, we have to create a balance, and we have to use our gifts to create also an income. Another side is also try to move our art in another way. We can't expect that people will come to knock our door and say, oh my God, you're a great artist.
You're so good.
You have to go to looking for, no? You have to exposure, you have to networking is very important in the art, no? The people has to see you. It's not only the art, it's also the person. I think the piece of art is only an extension of the person. When you live like an artist, you watch the life in an artistic way, totally try to live your life like if it's a total piece of art. You can project that to the others. I think it's very important to understand the way of the business, the networking, have good relations. The art is a business. And I learned something from my father. My father said, if you don't have money and you want money, be around people with money. Okay, if you're with poor people, you will be poor always. No? And we need to create a network, networking a circle of people who bring to us that probably we don't have the resources to do commercial work. We have to go closer to people who see on that area. The art is a business. We don't have to forget that, and it's one of the biggest business. And that is something the artists don't remember, really. The artist live for itself and don't remember that.
Carlos Calderon, a pleasure and a real honor. Let me just give your flosdeluna.net. Is that where people can go to see your art?
That is my business about the clothing, jewelry. That is total business. My website to see my photography work, my art is carloscalderonart.com.
carloscalderonart.com.
Yes.
Go there, because it's just very, very good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Very, very good stuff. I mean, it's really impressive. CarlosCalderon.com.
Yeah.
My new best friend.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Un
Thank you.
Adios. With that, we're out.